Today we're breaking into something a little different than usual, something a little better than normal. I picked up an entire box of Victorinox knives confiscated by the TSA. 14 pounds of TSA confiscated Swiss Army knives. Let's see what we got. Okay, the moment of truth. Let's see what we got in here. Wow. Well, I'm going to get these out and I'm going to categorize them by size and we can start seeing what we've got in here. Okay, we got them all categorized by model, or close enough anyway. A lot more work went into that than I had anticipated. There's a lot of nuances to Swiss Army knives that I did not realize. So, shall we? Let's get them out of this box. First and foremost, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classics. Nothing super remarkable there. This one did have some branding on it, but it is worn off. This one here does not have an inlay, which I think is odd, but it is in fact a Victorinox. Okay, 5 regular classics. We've got 35 classic SDs. 35. Okay. Just a lot of reds. Ruby, black. It says CompuWare. Red. We have a red that says Jacobson. Quality craftsmanship. Oh, over a century of craftsmanship. Red everywhere. Some of them are missing scale tools, like toothpick tweezers. Black, red, gray, red. This one has an inlay. It says EMS. Pink, missing tools. Got a camel. That one's worth a little bit more based on my eBay research, and this shamrock one worth a little bit more. The ones that have like decent inlays seem to be worth some more money, or at least unique ones. Red, green, black. We have a kind of a translucent blue. The inlay is missing. Black, white. We have a Victorinox 1925 to 2000. Those are all classic SDs. Actually, we have one more. I saved this one for last because it's really nice. It's just blue, but on the blade it says S&T. I don't know what that means, but this thing has been in that case, so it is pretty well mint condition here. I don't know why I'd say mint. And it came with this thing. This says, I don't know what it says, but it's a clothing brand or something like that. I imagine not in the States. So that one's kind of cool. So what else do we have? Okay. Here we have the rallies, which are the same size as the classics. We have 3 rallies, and the difference being they have this little tool thing. Now, there is an official name for this, but it's basically just a bottle opener tool with little Phillips on the end. These are all the same. This one's got a broken scale. This one here's pretty nice, actually. Not bad. Those are the rallies. We've got 2 mini champs. It's like the big champs. Now, the difference with these is obviously they have a lot more tools included, and obviously the pen. Nice little Swiss Army knives, if I say so myself. I found a single Victorinox flash drive, which I'm guessing is from 2010, PPIM, whatever that means. It says on there, it says 1 gigabyte. So yeah, it's a pretty small one, but I guess you'd expect that from 2010. We've got some Wengers now. Okay, we have got a Wenger pocket tool chest, 65 millimeter. These ones are. It's kind of got the similar tool to the, I forget what they're called already. I had it all wrote down. I don't know if you can tell, which I'm sure you can. I'm not a Victorinox expert. I'm not really an expert of much. These have a similar tool to these here, Victorinox. See the similarities. But this is a Wenger brand. This is a 65. The Victorinox Classics, or the classic size, is 58. Here we have a Wenger. Basically, it's just the slightly bigger version of the Victorinox Classic. That's the Chairman. We have a Victorinox Phantom. We're getting into the 84 millimeter Victorinox. I think we got all the smaller ones out of the way. The 84 millimeter Phantom. It has got just a large blade and the 3-in-1 bottle opener thing. Has the scale tools. This one's actually in pretty good shape. It's got some nice crisp stick to it. Over here we have got the waiter. We've got 2 Victorinox waiters. The 3-in-1 with the large blade. These are single layer tools. See, the waiter is the same thing as the bantam, if you can see here, but the waiter has back tools, being a corkscrew. But that's interesting. The inlay is on different sides of these two knives. Moving along, we've got an infamous Tinker Small. I know a lot of people like the Tinker and the Tinker Small. This is also an 84 millimeter. Difference being this is a 2-layer instead of a 1-layer, and it has a Phillips screwdriver with the, what is this called again? Reamer, yeah. It's a reamer. Those are all 84 millimeters. Let's see what else we got for 84 millimeters. We've got a Recruit. This is kind of the same deal. If you notice, it has the same tools, I'm pretty sure, on the front, except the Recruit does not have any back tools, so it's missing the Phillips. So this is the Recruit. Moving on, we've got a Tourist. Now this is also an 84 millimeter. This Tourist, okay, it's got the 3-in-1, it's got the bottle opener, large blade, small blade, corkscrew reamer. So the Tourist is right there. Now we're moving on. We've got the Sportsman moving up in the world a little bit. We have 3 Victorinox Sportsman. Large blade, nail file. I thought that was a small blade. 3 Sportsman. Man, I'm gonna have to go through all these again. Put them back in their baggies. The things I do for you guys. Anyhow, the Wenger Traveler is an 85 millimeter, so it's 1 millimeter bigger than the Victorinox. Wenger Traveler has the big blade, can openers, scissors, and nail file. We have a corkscrew and the Wenger Reamer, which I can't get out of this one, but it's there. So I'm going to set this with the other Wengers, which actually I'm going to pull down here because there's a couple more in here hiding. So let's slide these over. Here we have a Wenger Canyon, which is also an 85 millimeter. We got the big blade, the can opener, and the 3-in-1. I believe that's what it's called, the 3-in-1. Small, that's also a nail file. I keep trying to say small blade. See, the Wenger Reamer is slightly different than the Victorinox Reamer. The Victorinox one has a sharpened edge. This one would be more used for leather. It doesn't need to be sharp on the edge. We got the Wenger Viking. Wenger Viking with the corkscrew, the reamer on one side. I see it has got the hiker inlay there. This blade, I don't want to call this a small blade because I think it's got a different name. Smaller blade, anyway. Can openers and the wood saw, I believe. Yes, sir. Okay, guys. This one here is special, clearly. Golfer special. This is a 91 millimeter golfer, which was a very limited production from what I gather. You can hardly even find a picture of this on Google if you look. The Swiss Army Wiki, it has it. But I can't find anything comparable on eBay or anything like that because this is a pretty rare configuration because it has the large blade, it has the T-tool, I believe they call this. That's not right, but I'll fix it in the editing. I don't remember what this is called. The corkscrew, this one, this particular one, I don't know if it came with this or if somebody added this, has the little watch screwdriver in the corkscrew. What most people consider the golfer Victorinox is actually a 2-layer knife. This is a single layer knife. This is actually a very rare knife. That doesn't really mean it's worth a lot, but it is a pretty rare knife, I believe. 91s, I'll start up here. We've got three Spartans. Victorinox Spartans. Now, interesting note. I don't know if the camera's gonna be able to pick this up, but do you see this corkscrew? How it has a groove running through it? This one does not. From my understanding, that means that this is a pre-93, or is it a 91? So this is likely from the 80s or early 90s, and this is a more modern version. As you can see, this one does not have scale tools. There's no toothpick or tweezers. This one does have toothpick and tweezers, but these are both Spartans. Let's see. In this third Spartan, see, you can tell a difference. First of all, the inlay in this one is more of like a nickel. This one looks more brass colored. I don't know if that's like a patina or if that was intentional. But anyway, I'll set those down. This one has nylon scales. There is no real inlay. It's like a pressed Victorinox shield. Here we have the Super Tinker, which is another 91 millimeter. This is a 3-layer tool. See, this has the inlay. The Tinker probably because it has the Phillips head instead of a corkscrew. The Tinker has this hook. I don't really understand what you're supposed to use this hook for, so if somebody knows, let me know. But it has a hook, keyring, the big blade, the can opener, screwdriver thing, the scissors. So that is a Super Tinker. 2 Victorinox Hikers. The primary difference between the Hiker and the Tinker, or the Super Tinker, these are all 3-layer tools. The Hiker has the wood saw instead of the scissors. Here, I believe this is another Wenger. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. It is a Wenger Evolution 17. The reason I call it an Evo, or an Evolution, is because of these ergonomic scales. This one has a tent on it. I don't have much to compare that one to, so we're just going to set it down. I'm kind of lacking in the Wenger department. We got a 91mm Fisherman. There's a lot of 91mm, so bear with me. Large blade, small blade, but this one has scissors and a fish scaler. That's why they call it a Fisherman, with the Phillips on the back, the hook and the reamer. The Huntsman. Now let's see if I can remember what makes a Huntsman and not a Hiker or anything else. This is a 4-layer knife. It's got the scale tools. You see how this one has the, it's called a fluted corkscrew with the groove in it? I think it's fluted. One of those words to describe a groove, okay? The big blade, the small blade, scissors, and a wood saw, the Huntsman. Okay, we need to go back a smidge. The Huntsman is characterized because it has a wood saw and scissors, along with the other pretty standard stuff. The corkscrew. This is an older model. I only have one of these that does not have the hook. See how this Huntsman is missing the hook in the back between the reamer and the corkscrew? Keep that in mind while I show you these other Huntsmans. Here we'll pick up the ruby translucent. This one is also a Huntsman, but it has this hook that I can't get open. But you've seen it on the other ones. Huntsman, scissors, wood saw. So there's one ruby Huntsman. One black. Let's see if I can get the hook open. Yeah, there we go. There's the hook. See, these are identical knives other than that hook. And apparently, based on the reading I've done, they did special productions for companies or something like that. Sometimes they didn't always have the hook. This is the hook. This one has a name on it and phone number. Might have to blur that out. Huntsman, Huntsman, red Huntsman, red, 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 red. Yeah, those are all Huntsman. This has very interesting scales, like a clear. It's missing the tweezers and the toothpick, and the scales are in bad shape anyway, but it looks very cool. I like this one a lot. It used to say something on it. WWGA. Okay. This is also a Huntsman. The reason I saved this one for last is because it has the vinyl kind of economical scales. I believe these were sold for a little cheaper. I actually kind of like these better. I know I was watching my fellow YouTuber Hawaii Knives and Gear, and when he was going through his Victorinox knives, he also noted that the nylon scales seem to hold up better, even though they're actually the cheaper of the two. Interesting. What do we got here? These are climbers, 91mm. The climber features the corkscrew, the hook, and the reamer on the back, with the scissors on the front with the big blade, small blade, and combination tools. So that one is just a standard red and a standard red, 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 red. This one has LL Bean on it. Now, a lot of this branding actually makes them more valuable because people want to collect branded ones or the unique scales. But sometimes the branding can make them worth less. It just depends. Red, translucent blue. It's like a sapphire color. Sapphires are blue, right? I know. And this purple. Maybe that's sapphire. That's something. That is something. We have, okay, I should have found these earlier because these are climbers. Now the difference is these climbers as compared to, hold on. Now I found these 3 climbers in his box, but the interesting thing about these is they are missing the hook that these more modern climbers have. The hook is missing, just like that Huntsman we found earlier. No hook, but it has the fluted corkscrew. So these are older. Pre-93, I believe the date was. So these are also climbers, all red. Campers, shall we? One camper with the nylon scales. Camper with red, red, and red. Camper, I believe, has a wood saw. So it is basically a climber. Camper is the same as a climber, except the camper has a wood saw and no hook. In fact, checking myself here. So these are all campers, nylon scale. You can see that the pressed shield is kind of worn on that one. Okay, we have a tinker. Oh, this is a 2-layer. The big blade, the small blade, and the bob opener. Phillips head. That belongs up here. We found a Victorinox Master Craftsman, 91mm. Master Craftsman has a big blade, a small blade, naturally, a wood saw. It has a metal cutter, whatever that deal is. There is the metal saw and the scissors with a Phillips on the back and some other stuff that I can't get out. This is a Wenger Champ, 85mm, 8-layer tool. This has a lot of stuff on it, notably the magnifying glass and the Phillips in the front that I can't get out right now. Corkscrew on the back, reamer, so just corkscrew and reamer on the back. A Victorinox Angler, with a little fish inlay. The notable thing about the Angler is the fish scaler. A lot of these knives need some serious TLC. Fish scaler, the scissors, looks like a file. Can't get it out. Sorry about that. Here we have a day packer. This is a 93mm. I kind of like this one. Long handle, very nice little tool. We have 2 handyman. These are 6-layer tools. The handyman, notably, having the pliers and the hook. The hook is a controversial thing in my findings. Not controversial, but it's there, it's not there. See, it threw me off a lot because some of the same model knives didn't have the hook. It is what it is. It just made my research rather more difficult than it needed to be, if you understand what I'm saying. We have one Champion Plus. This is like the Wenger Champ. This one is a 7-layer tool. It has the Phillips in the front, just like the Wenger Champ, the pliers, the magnifying glass, the whole 9. The Victorinox magnifying glass, especially on the newer models, is plastic. And it has the removable little watch screwdriver thing. Before I get to the best thing that I found, I will go over the junk that they gave me. They told me that I'd be getting nothing but Victorinox. I determined that that was a lie. We have 1 Victorinox wannabe, 2 Victorinox wannabe. Well, I'm losing them. Wouldn't want to drop these prizes. Stainless china and a stainless china. This one here. You mean to tell me they couldn't catch this? It says Switzerland on it. It's like trying to be the old cross, but if you open it up, it says just stainless. This is not a brand name. Swiss Army knife. I wonder if whoever carried this thought it was. Do you think that's possible? I don't know, but it's not. We've got a Claire's pink princess stainless china. This here guy is a stainless china, and this guy, which I don't even think, well, it's the same size as the classic stainless china. Last, but definitely not least, we've got an old cross Victorinox Farmer. I love the A-lock scales. It is in really good shape too. It is not very old because it has not a brass keyring. However, it is the old cross, so I'm not really sure what this is worth, but I like it a lot. Very nice. I would say this, arguably for me, is the best find of the box. Anyway, that is my $800 purchase worth of Victorinox knives. Kind of gave me goosebumps going through these, not gonna lie. There's a lot of history here. There's a lot of variations. They're very meticulously put together. The craftsmanship is great. A lot of these knives, they can be the most beat up knives. You can see them, they're worn down, rode hard and put away wet, right? But the blades still have a fantastic edge on them. And they're not all beat up. The people that carry Victorinox knives care about them a lot. And that really means something. After all these years, to not give in to the modern, make everything as cheap as possible, that really says something about a company. Victorinox really has something special. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. See you next time.